room. Allie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
All right, Allie, let's first and foremost just talk about this senior season and this experience with this team. What's it been like from your perspective? And just highlight some of the highlights of the season.
This season has honestly been like the best season I've had yet. Our bond between our team is honestly like amazing. Everyone loves each other. We have so much fun in the dugouts, and we're having success with it. So this year.
You're particularly having fun in the dugouts. We've talked to a lot of your teammates, and they've singled you out as the loudest in the dugout. Like, does that put responsibility on your shoulders to say, "Hey, I'm the loudest. I got to be loud. I got to bring my A game to this dugout every time"?
No, I just have fun with it. We just like making noise. It's not even like we use our voices. We just hit things, just make noises, sing random songs. It's
I need to ask where the happy birthday came for Bella Tofa because it's been Bella's birthday, I think 3 or 4 games in a row now, it seems like.
Yeah, I think it started with Maddie Butis actually. I don't know how it happened, but we were just picking someone to sing it to, so we just sang it to Bella, and now it's just every time she's up, it's her cheer for her, I guess.
Okay, we don't want to go too much further without giving you the chance to announce where you're going to be continuing your career. I know you made that decision pretty recently, so let everyone know where you're going and where they can find you the next 4 years.
I'm going to Hawking College. It's down in Nelsonville, Ohio. It's like 10 minutes from OU. It's in like Hawking Hills area.
And what made that decision so easy for you to go down there too? And what was the kind of process of elimination to Hawking?
It was my first visit there with Coach Kevin Lewis. He's honestly amazing. He was really like welcoming and opening, and he told it's a first year program last year, like the last season. So I really wanted to go there and set the standard and just continue to build the program.
And now that you've kind of made that decision and the recruiting process is over, how much of a relief is it and how much pressure does it take off of you to know that you don't have to worry about all that mess that comes with getting recruited anymore?
Yeah, it took off a lot off my shoulders. The process is so hard and like drawn out and going to different visits, missing school and catching up on that schoolwork. So once I finally signed, and then even when I verbally committed to Hawking, it was a big relief.
What do you attribute to being able to commit to the next level? I guess in a sense, for any athletes that want to make it to the next level or want to commit to the next level, what's some advice you would offer in being able to do so?
I would offer I would say have definitely an open mind during the recruitment process, because you'll get offers and you'll never think that that's where you would want to go, and then you have your visit there and it's like you really enjoy yourself there, and to be patient and definitely it's a long process. It took a while, but and to be confident in yourself that you can do it.
Outside of softball, what else do you want to do down there? Or do you have a major yet?
I'm either going to do psychology or business. I was always like for sure psychology until the past couple of weeks. I was like thinking about business because it's so easy to get a job out of that, like out of that major, but I'm not too sure yet.
Do you have any like dream jobs that either one of those two majors could bring you?
A forensic psychologist is something I've always wanted to do. I think it's so cool how they work with like different people and they get to hear their side of like everything.
When you look at your time here with Fitch and your time with Coach Ward in particular, what kind of impact has Coach had on your softball career and your outlook on it?
Coach Ward has made like amazing impact on my softball career. He's taught me so much that I didn't think I would be taught. And he's definitely valued like the character over the actual player. And I think he really helped build our bonds because we all value each other as ourselves, so we can value one another. And he really started that process in Fitch, and it works.
To stay on that track, same question, but instead of just Coach Ward, the whole Fitch school system and how much the teachers and the staff and the faculty have just helped you kind of grow into the person you are today.
Yeah, Fitch Staff here is really amazing. Everyone's very supportive of all the sports and not just like some of them. Like Fitch softball does give a lot of recognition that like most softball programs don't get. It's kind of like a pushover sometimes, but Fitch really values all the sports here, and that just helps out a lot.
What's some of the best advice you've received in your softball career from coach, teacher, what have you?
Definitely Coach Ward's. This year he says person over player, and that really stuck with me this year when I first heard it, and then it's continued to grow with me that you really just got to build your character and then be the person that you can be before you can go out and be that star player.
You guys were one of the many teams around the country that tried to honor mental health awareness during the craziness in the softball world. How much did that mean to you guys as a program to have that moment and be able to wear the purple ribbons and show homage to the fallen student athletes that have struggled with mental health?
Yeah, it definitely meant a lot to our program because it's something that a lot of people like look past is student athlete health, mental health, because it's hard to play sports and then also be involved in the school while getting those good grades. And I don't think people realize the pressure that it has. So honestly, once we recognized that happened, we definitely had some talks about it, and then just make sure you're checking up on all your teammates and everyone and make sure everything's going good.
What are some things you do to kind of get away from the softball world if you need to, or if there's too much pressure at a time? What are some of the ways you can decompress?
I work a lot, actually. I like going to work a lot. It takes my mind off softball. It takes my mind off school. Spending time with my friends. Most of my friends are my teammates, so I'm always with them. And getting to spend that time just away from them or away from the field, but still being with them, it definitely helps a lot because they're just so encouraging. And then we just know how to treat each other.
What's the go-to hangout for Fitch softball?
Go to hangout. I'd say my house, honestly. There's been some times we went over my house and we just cooked dinner, just made dinner, made a huge mess. It's always came out good. And then we've also been to Steak and Shake a couple times.
And looking in your wacky 4-year high school experience too, ones that most students will probably not have a similar experience. What's some of the biggest things you've learned about yourself and your emphasis of person over player? What's the biggest things you've learned about yourself in these 4 years?
I've definitely learned a lot more than just the softball like game. I've learned, especially with like the COVID year, like we were all ready to play and then our season got canceled last minute. So it was really hard to just just work out and keep doing stuff over the winter and then to not have anything. So it's just really to care about things like because the seniors didn't get to play there last year. So just to really like take hold of the moment and just to appreciate everything.
And with Fitch players, we love to talk about this home field advantage that you have. You've been able to play more games than most because of the turf field, and anytime that an opponent's field is not playable, you can just bring them over to Fitch. What's it like playing in this facility, and what's it mean to you that you have a school system that it cares enough about you guys to make such a nice facility?
Yeah, definitely having that turf field was nice because we got to play a lot of games. So we got to like talk well with each other more. So we had more games in than most other teams because it was really rainy this season for some reason. And definitely the school caring about Fitch softball and their program. It's nice how they don't value just one sport. They value all the sports. And it was good to get some games in.
Being that the district is in Austintown and that's the one you guys obviously went into, do you feel like there's an added chip on your shoulder or maybe a little added pressure to defend home field?
Personally, I don't feel any pressure from it. I think it's more of an advantage because we're used to the turf. Not a lot of schools are used to the turf, especially in the outfield on those bounces. They get a little whack out there, the bounce over your head. So having that advantage of that turf, I think will really help us.
All right, Allie, it is time for the rapid fire section of this interview where we're going to try to get to know you a little bit off the field and have some fun before we let you go. And I'm going to start with this one: cats or dogs?
Dogs.
If you could have any pet in the world, what pet would you want?
I'd want a sloth.
If you do you have pets, and if you do, what do you think they would say about you if they could talk?
My one dog, Bella, would probably ask me, like, why I say some of the things I do.
Books or movies?
Definitely movies.
What was the last movie that you saw in the theater?
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
What's your favorite movie then?
My favorite movie, I like the movie Up.
The one that rips your heart out in the first 10 minutes? That's great.
I like
um, what if you could have any superpower in the world, what would you want?
reading minds.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Uh, Superman.
Who's your real life hero?
My real life hero is my dad.
A night out or a night in?
Night out.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunsets.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Pancakes.
What was one childhood fear that you've had?
Spiders.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
What is the best friendship you've ever had?
Definitely the one with Sophia Senedak.
If you could go back in time to any era, what era would you want to go back in time to?
The 90s. I've always wanted the 90s.
If you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would you want to have dinner with?
My grandma.
Who has been the most inspirational person in your life?
Definitely my dad again.
Okay, we go back to your pet. What is the weirdest thing that your pet does?
She likes to, she tries to jump out of the windows a lot.
Do you have a nickname? And if you don't, what do you wish your nickname was?
My nickname is Alligator.
What's your walk-up song?
It's Trippy Red. It's the Grinch. It's the instrumental part of it.
What does your playlist look like? What kind of music do you like listening to?
I listen to everything, mostly like 90s rap.
What teammates can make you smile no matter what the circumstances are?
Ayla Ray and Sophia Senedak.
What's the best gift you've ever received?
I don't know, probably my first phone ever.
Now we're going to flip it. What was the one gift that you were most excited to give?
Definitely some of like my Mother's Day gifts because she probably liked them the most.
What fictional death hit you the hardest?
I don't
know. If you had to appear on a game show, what game show would you have the best chance of winning?
Wheel of Fortune.
If we were to take you to karaoke night, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Young, Wild, and Free.
What is one song on your playlist that you're embarrassed that it pops up?
Probably like half my playlist, honestly.
What is the quickest way to your heart?
Quickest way to my heart? Cheese quesadillas.
Yes. Salty or sweet?
Salty.
What's your guilty pleasure dessert?
I don't know, chocolate.
What is one thing that other people don't think is a big deal that really irritates you?
Respect.
Describe Fitch in 3 words.
Spirited, hectic, caring.
We're gonna stay on that track. If someone was going to describe you in 3 words, what do you think are the 3 words they'd use?
Probably insane, loud, and weird.
Since you said weird, I gotta ask, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done with your team?
With my team,
or with anybody, or in life? I don't care.
I can't even name one, honestly.
What teammate do you text the most?
Sophia Senedak.
What was the last thing you texted her?
I don't know what we were talking about. I think we were talking about our CAP test that we had today, our anatomy graded paper that we had.
I'll do one more, and then we'll let you thank your support system. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I am definitely a night owl.
All right, Allie. I want to give you the time to thank the people that are there for you, the people that you wouldn't be where you are without, and the people that have supported you throughout your whole journey.
I definitely like to thank my dad and my mom who got me here to where I am today. Coach Ward, he's had a huge impact on me. All my JV coaches, all the varsity staff, and then I'd like to also thank my college coach for really giving me the chance to play. And then,
All right, Allie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate having you on. We wish you the best of luck the rest of this tournament run. We hope it goes as far as possible, and we'll talk to you again real soon.
thank you for having me.